sometimes it's kind of hard to beat the pure worship that happens behind prison walls. I don't know, maybe when you get a group of people that are so desperate for God in a place together, just creates a very special window for God to be able to move.
Hi friends and church family. My name is Steven and I've known JohnTana since the spring of 2010. We met at the Gurney unit, which was the first unit we were both at, and by no coincidence ended up housed together. John was already involved with the band when I arrived, and after brief conversation revealed my own background with worship music. He really helped me find my place as a musician inside of that prison community.
And I'm here to speak about my brother JohnTana, JohnTana. Me and him started off doing our time together on the Gurney unit, and we met on the ministry team together. We wound up meeting together again years later on Beto, in which he became one of the music ministers in there. And I'm telling you, every Sunday morning when me and him used to go to G4, he would bring the Spirit of God with him. He would play on the guitar, sing songs, even rap a little bit, and I would be right there, right by his side.
What do I know about Brother JohnTana? I've known him since 2020, I believe, and around that time that I got involved in the ministry. And so I actually learned a lot from him as far as organizational skills go. You can say I was in training, not that he was training me, but I was learning just by watching him. And I actually grew a lot in the years that I knew him in the beginning of that time period. I actually became a mentor, in the faith-based dorm, and started organizing and coordinating certain events and revivals. And just from the things that I learned from him, I was able to put it into practice. But not only that, I was able to count on him. He was always there. I mean, I could count on him. Hey, brother, we're gonna do something in administrative restrictive housing. And it's pretty bad back there. But he was able to play music for them men back there and give them a message while he's playing his music. So he was very effective.
Well, what's going on, family? I hope that you're well. My name is Yuri Laquette. I have been blessed to be the founder and the president of Crypto Christ Ministries. And for those of you that might not know my testimony, well, I spent 26 years of my life in prison. And that's not a bad thing, because prison is where I surrendered my life to Jesus Christ. And prison is also a place where God began to show me the gifts and the talents that he had given me, right? And so, being involved with programs like Kairos and Bridges to Life and just all different types of different programs, the Mom program, I learned skills. I learned how to hone my gifts. I learned how to sing better. I learned how to write songs. I learned how to lead worship. And there was a brother who also learned the same thing, who was there with me. And his name is Brother JohnTana.
My name is Jake Strickland, and my journey of incarceration ended 9 months ago. One of my fondest memories is of this man, JohnTana. First met him in 2012. We had been picked for a program where we attended Bible college and would be able to be ministers traveling throughout the state. And, met this guy and who's this dude? Bebopping all over the unit. And then had the opportunity to worship with him. I mean, there's still some songs that are sung by mainstream artists that when I sing them in my heart, I sing them John's way, because I just have those moments that I remember. And then we kind of split up. He went one way, I went another, and we were able to reconnect on the Boyd unit. And I tell you, that was really a very big bonding time for both of us, just to be able to now not only worship with him, but to be able to do ministry with him, you know, on a daily, moment by moment basis. We really had some good times there on that unit, being able to, you know, it's one thing to be able to pull up in different areas and preach the word, connect people and counsel. But how awesome it was to have, all you needed was this guy and a guitar. And it didn't matter if it was on the chow hall, outside the chow hall, on the rec yard, in the gym, in the chapel, in the dorm. Wherever we pulled up, we were able to combine the beauty of worship with the power of God's word.
Over time, John and I grew close, bonded over a shared love of music and mutual curiosity about our faith. We began studying together, working through biblical commentaries, wrestling with our own apologetics and questions that had kind of challenged both of us. What started as curiosity grew into something neither of us really expected. And that was like an immovable, unshakable foundation of belief. We both became very bold and very confident in our faith, and we're eager to share it with the people around us. John took to his beliefs like a kid with a candy addiction. He was writing sermons and developing commentaries and regularly leading both studies and worship. I like to say there are believers and then there's John Montana. His faith and like a practically palpable love of Jesus really set him apart.
And I will witness the men who are just the hardest dudes on the unit break down and cry and just worship God right with us. And that couldn't have happened without JohnTana being willing to go down there and lead us in that worship. So I'm saying this to anybody that'll listen. It's not just a music thing for him. This man is called by God to lead worship. And I, for one, wherever he's leading it, I would not mind being there to witness that and be a part of it. God bless.
Restrictive housing, and it's pretty bad back there. But he was able to uh, play music for them men back there and give them a message while he's playing his music. So he was very effective in restrictive housing, and but we'd have rec yard services. And sometimes we didn't have no instruments, and he didn't have no problem. He didn't have no problem just using his hands to clap and sing. One thing he did have was the passion, right, to worship and to lead in worship. I mean, we can count on him, brother. We don't have nothing. We're just gonna get out there and we're gonna have something in the rec yard, and we can count on him. And he didn't. I don't ever remember a time when he said no. We could count on him. It wasn't all about the spotlight or anything. To him, he was so passionate that he'd do it, on the rec yard, not in front of the cameras or the stage, not on the stage. I mean, but let me tell you, when we would put together some revivals, he knows how to. He was a very good band director. He can get the guys together, and his talent helped. His talent helped, and his knowledge of music helped, and so the guys they really liked working with him. He organized two different services, if I'm not mistaken, and he had the band sounding great. I mean, great.
And so I had the opportunity and had the pleasure of meeting Brother John behind the walls. We served together in the ministry, served together in music ministry, and so now we're out, right? I've been out for 7 years, going on 7 years, and God allows me to head up an awesome ministry. And now, John feels the unction and the time for him to move forward and to begin to utilize his gifts as an awesome praise and worship leader. Man plays the guitar like no one you've ever seen. He's able to sing. It's hard to sing and play the guitar. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but it's hard. He does it like it ain't nothing. Right?
John is probably one of the best blues guitarists I've ever heard, and truly it was a genuine privilege to play alongside him week after week and to hear the melodies and chord changes and stuff he'd come up with. Some of the high points of my incarceration were these weekly study sessions John and I shared, helping him prepare for and ultimately pass his GED. He was later accepted into TDC's four-year theology bachelor's program, which is something I personally feel a little proud of. I was released in 2013, and since then I've built a successful technology company. I've gotten married and started a family, but also continue playing worship music. Most recently, as a regular with Bayou City Fellowship here in Houston. After my own release, I stayed in close contact with John, followed his journey until his own release. I mean, I guess at this point, I've known the guy for 16 years. Since John came home, he stayed incredibly true to who he became inside, and it's also just been deeply rewarding to watch him thrive as a man and a father, but also as a child of God.
So I'm saying this to anybody that'll listen. It's not just a music thing for him. This man is called by God.
And so I know that this right here is going to bear much fruit. Just like I know that he's been faithfully working in ministry in various places, I know that what's going on here is going to glorify God. And I want to thank you, John, for the times that we were able to work together. It's been an honor, brother.
He loves the Lord. He takes care of his family, and he wants to be able to use his gifts and talents. So I say all that to say this. I've seen him, I've served with him, and so, hey, John, keep doing what you're doing, man. Love you, man. We'll see y'all later. God bless.
Beside that, I mean, man of God, Bible scholar. Um, he knows the word, and that's very important. That's very important for
his
worship.
passion for worship and his eagerness to share the gospel, I think, make him a natural fit with any body of believers. I think any church, honestly, would be fortunate to have him. Yeah, so that's it. That's my story with John. Thank you, and God bless.